Alright, let's see what we got. Oh, it's booting up. I saw something happen. Oh yeah. Tuning, logging, file. Now I just gotta figure out how to work it. Alright, got a lot done on the car so far. You can't really see here, but I had to move the shifter. I already put it back together, but maybe you can see under here. Hold on, let me grab the light. Grab my handy dandy flashlight. This thing's pretty cool. But yeah, let me see. You can't really see it, but basically the shifter's kind of right here. It's like right here. So we had to make a bracket to bring it back. Had one similar before, but now that the transmission moved, I eliminated that adapter plate. So basically the transmission moved up about a half an inch, so Manny fabbed up a nice bracket, and I think I'm happy with that. Be alright. And then what else? Under here, Manny got the Terminator hiding under there. You know, the computer fit up there pretty nice. That's where the stock computer goes, underneath here. And then he ran the wires for it. I can tuck them better yet, but just for now. I got the USB cable here. This is to hook up the Terminator. And then there's a splitter under there that goes to the screen. So you can run the screen and hook it up to the laptop. And we powered it on yesterday, and it powers up, so that's a good sign. I was doing some YouTube to figure out how to load the tune and stuff, so we're gonna have to. I still don't have power at the battery yet. We're still working on that, so we'll do that once we're ready to fire it. It's Matt's got some videos on it on Sloppy Mechanics on how to do it, so it doesn't seem terribly hard. I got to see if this has the updated firmware, because I guess they updated it. The guy I bought this off of, it was used, so I'm not sure if he updated the firmware yet, but if not, that's going to have to be done. Matt's got a video on that too, on Sloppy Mechanics, how to do it. And again, not terribly hard, but basically you got to load the tune, and then you got to do the TPS auto reset, which, you know, to set your throttle. And then that should be it as far as startup. Hopefully it'll start, run, idle, drive. And then what else? Under the car, Manny got a lot done that day. I usually work. Manny had off Friday, so he went a little bananas and got a lot done without me. But this was that piece, that adapter that goes on the oil pan that I was talking about, and ran an oil line. Got a fitting up there, and ran the oil line underneath. Goes to the oil accumulator. Oil accumulator's mounted. Manny filled it with 2 quarts of oil. That's what the instructions say, to pre-fill it with like 2 quarts of oil. And then what I think they also say in the instructions, you on this side you got the air chuck, air valve, whatever. And what did they say? You fill it with 100 psi, Manny? Is that what they said? Fill it with 100 psi, and then you open this valve, and it'll pre-lube your motor. And yeah, and then after you start it up, after that, you leave that open, and then it's ready for operation. And then if you want to pre-lube again your engine the next time you start it, you would have to come down here and close this valve before you shut the engine off, and then it'll store oil in there. And then before you start it next time, you would open it, it'll pre-lube your engine. They sell an electric valve if you want to get fancy, but I don't think I'm going to do that. But yeah, so that's the accumulator part. And then here's the the power steering cooler. The old one was just a tube, a metal pipe that went across here, looped, then back. And this one is much better. Obviously, it has the fins on it to help with cooling. And Manny got this from a truck. What kind of truck, Manny?
Jeep Wagoneer or something.
Was it a Jeep Wagoneer? Well, basically whatever fit and worked and was big enough, and that looks good. I like that. I think that'll work good.
Not gonna get airflow, just bed on convection.
Yeah, I mean, it's right behind the air dam, so it'll be all right. I mean, before it was just a pipe. Now it's a pipe with fins, so it's got to be as good as it was before, at least I think. But yeah, we got the new steering box on, new center link, idler arm. What else? I think we eliminated all the leaks, so I'll have to clean up underneath the car, give it like a power wash or something. I don't know. What else? There was one other thing. We had a bracket here. We got to drill a hole for the exhaust on the bracket. My old bell housing had a hole there. We'll just drill a hole to help support the exhaust. This 4-inch exhaust there. The new drive shaft is in. We painted it. It's a chromoly drive shaft. It looked really nice when I got it. It was all shiny and polished. But then I Google searched if chromoly rusts, and yeah, it rusts. So we painted it black, and hopefully that'll keep the rust out. Yeah, here. Let me see. Go back to this thing. This is the oil pressure sender for my gauge. This thing was nice. I had 2 ports on it. One on the side here, on the bottom here. And then there's actually another one on the side there. Got a plug on it. But if you ever needed something else, you can hook it up. Here's the hydraulic slave cylinder lines. Just a piece of pipe goes into there. Manny tapped it because he uses that weird fitting for the factory F bodies, and it's just if you don't have the tool, and so this is gonna be easier. We worked the clutch, it's not leaking. The other line goes up top to there's a bleeder. We got one of those relocation kits to, remote bleed the clutch, and it was like 4 feet long. So we just decided to put it up in the engine bay. And that's up there.
Give him a shot up here, look at it.
Yeah, I'll come up there and check it out. But yeah, also I wanted to show this. See, Manny made a bracket here, a piece of square stock. So that's pretty sturdy.
Yeah, hang on. Check the whole car.
Yeah, you can probably lift the whole car by that. The only thing I was worried about is like this. Like I said before, this air dam thing here scrapes pretty often. So I was just nervous about, if you hit a manhole cover, it's gonna rip your freaking accumulator off, your power steering, everything. But it's tucked up there pretty nice. I think I'm always careful with this car. But if you get somebody in this car that doesn't know these cars.
You know what? If you do that, you rip the tranny out too.
Yeah, exactly. If you hit here, if you hit this here, you're gonna rip the the trans or the oil pan off too. So it's tucked up pretty good. So as long as you know how to drive these cars, everybody who knows these cars knows that the front end sticks out and they just scrape all over the place. So if you exercise some caution, it should be fine. And I think that's it for under here. Am I missing anything? Manny put fluid in it. I got that little pump thing worked out pretty good. That's it under here. The exhaust mounted back here. Got that clamp on. And there's the downpipe over there. We're gonna put that in. Let me see. All right. Oh. And we have the engine bay. The engine bay's coming together. The hot side's on, basically. Got the header on, the merge pipe, the exhaust housing for the turbo is on. We might have to take it off. I don't remember if I could get the downpipe in with the exhaust housing on, because the thing is, it's like a big trombone, and you got to kind of wiggle it and finagle it to get it in there. So it's no big deal. It's 4 bolts if we got to take it off. What else? That's about it. I mean, working on some little odds and ends now. Like that one cable on the battery wasn't long enough. We had to reroute it. mount it. There's the end of it. Gotta bolt that down. That's a ground power. Is that one? Is that power, Manny?
What?
The cable down there dangling from the battery.
alternator, huh?
Yeah, the alternator. That's the alternator. And then, yeah, so you're going to squeeze a 4-inch pipe through here. The harness is all harnessed up. This is the inputs and outputs cable, so that's tucked there nice. This is actually for a hood light, which maybe I'll hook that up one of these days. It's for when you open the hood and there's a little light there. This is the boost controller lines. I think I'm just going to leave those unhooked for now. We'll just run it on the gate. And this is for the wide band over here. That'll go in the down pipe. And I have another one for the gauge. It's over here somewhere. I think this one right here. That one will go on the back. So one for the gauge and one for the terminator. Still got to run a wastegate line. I think we'll probably maybe use this and bend it around for the wastegate. And that's about it. Should be ready to fire up. There's always little things. I'm sure we'll run into something once we get it running and idling. Oh, this is the vent from the transmission. Manny said he was down there and it looked like it was leaking. So that's kind of weird. I don't know why that's happening. But he extended it and now it's up here, so I'm going to keep an eye on it. I don't know why it would blow transmission fluid out of this thing.
I can cross rivers with it.
Cross rivers?
Alright. Put a snorkel on it too.
Put a snorkel. But yeah, it's coming along. Yeah, I don't know. We'll yeah, it's coming along. Not much left to go. Gotta figure out the Terminator stuff. It shouldn't be too hard. I watched a couple videos, and like I said, hopefully it just starts up and idles like nothing, like it's done it 100 times before. But you never know. Here's the back of the truck. We're really running out of parts now. I got that's the exhaust dump there, the upper radiator hose, the turbo, the turbo bracket, a bunch of zip ties. I always carry these around because you never know when you need them on the side of the road or something. And yeah, I think that's about it. I'll get back to you right before we start it up. Okay, here we are. I admittedly have no idea what I'm doing, so let's see if we can figure this out. There's the fuel pump prime. That's a good sign. Alright. Why does it say offline here? USB link. Here we go. See what happens. The minimum issue firm. Oh shit. I knew this might happen. It's 1.0 build. You are currently running 1.0 build 28. You must update the firmware before you will be allowed to write to program the ECU. Save your current calibration as it will be erased when you update the firmware. You are allowed to retrieve the file and save it before the firmware update using the software version. Okay, I kind of knew this would happen. I did watch a video on Sloppy Mechanics on how to update it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to update the firmware. And let me go back to the video and follow along with Matt on Sloppy Mechanics. He details how to do it. And I'll get back to you guys. Okay, I followed Matt's video. It's pretty easy. I think I got it right. Basically what you do is you take the SD card out of your, what did I do with it? Out of your handheld screen. It goes here. Take it out. Shove it in your laptop. I got it over here. And then you go to the Holley site, and they have the software on the Holley site, and you download it, and then you open it, Actually, first you go to your, I think it was device E here, and then you delete the old firmware, and then put the new stuff on. And I think I got it. I think I did it right. And let's find out. I'm going to take this out right now. And let me put you guys down a little bit while I plug in the micro SD card or mini SD card. Alright, I put the card back in. And now it should be ready to go when I turn the key forward, because before it didn't have all of the selections as far as like injectors and map sensors and stuff, and the new firmware should have all that stuff that I need. And Brett's Tune had the new firmware on it, so right away it said you need the new firmware. So it's pretty easy to check. Let's check, see what happens. It should sense the new firmware update. Yep, says right there. And it's flashing right now. It's going. Does it automatically. That's exactly what Matt said it would do. Yeah, if you guys have trouble with this part, go to Sloppy Mechanics YouTube channel. Matt's got videos on this stuff. He's pretty thorough and makes it pretty easy. It says upgrade completed. Okay, it says reboot device, and Matt's video said you could just turn it off and then turn it back on, and then it should have the new stuff in the wizard. We'll go to the wizard, and there's some stuff, see how I'm gonna have to change. Multi-port, yeah. GMLS, yeah. 8 cylinders, yeah. Firing order, yeah. Cubic inches. And this is where I'm going to change it a little bit, because Brett's is only a 6 liter. And, oh, that's way too much. Oh. Come on. Yeah, this thing is not touch screen. It is touch screen, but it's supposed to use the pen, which I don't know if the guy gave me the pen. I don't know. I didn't see it anywhere. Come on. 403 cubic inches. Next. Idle speed. That'll be good for now. Next. This cam. 24 tooth. Fuel pressure 43. Injectors. Holly. Maybe it's under other. I don't know. FIC. SCPs are in there. No, let's go back. I think they're, oh yeah, we do the 210s, and this is close enough, is what I remember. Power adder, turbo. Next. Holly 3 bar is very similar to the EFI source. What? No, Holly 3 bar. Next. Wide open ignition timing. Ooh. 15 degrees. Next. Timer retard per pound of boost. No, we don't retard timing around here. Zero PSI. We'll go 12.3. 12.5. Next. Go back. What was that one? Next. Well, I mean, to be honest, I don't think I have to do this, 'cause this shit's all going to be in Brett's Tune. Let me... I don't know if I want to do this. Target AFR at 0 PSI. Yeah, I guess can't go wrong with this. 12.5. Next. AFR offset. Let's make it fat. 11.0. Next. What does that mean? Oh, we got fans out there? Alright. Okay. Alright, I gotta cycle the key. Let me let Manny know. Yeah, I might not have to use any of this because I'm gonna use Brett's tune, and then we'll go from there and tweak it. But I do gotta do the TPS auto reset. But yeah, everything seems to be working great so far. I mean, we'll see what happens when we go to fire it. We're not quite there yet. We still gotta button up the engine. So I'll get back to you. Oh shit, we just did the oil pressure. We did the oil pressure. It went up to 40. And I thought I hit record, but I didn't. No, I didn't hit record. But yeah, it did shoot the oil pressure. We pre-lubed the motor basically. We used there's 2 quarts in the accumulator, and then you close the valve, fill it with 100 psi, and then open the valve to pre-lube the engine. And I saw the oil pressure go up to 40, but we forgot that we didn't have the turbo hooked up, and that gets an oil line. So there was an open oil line, and we just had a massive oil spill because we totally forgot about that. So yeah, we're gonna clean that up, and then well, at least the engine's pre-lubed, so we have that going for us. Alright, got the Holley somewhat set up. The flex fuel stuff is not set up. It's not a big deal right now. We could start the car without it. I could configure that later. But we got most of the engine together. Turbo's on, hot side's on, downpipe's on. Started putting some coolant in the motor, and then what'd you find, Manny? Water pump. The water pump's weeping. Can't really see it, but it's leaking. It's bad. No, I never noticed it was coming. Where's it coming out of the weep hole? There's a weep hole underneath there, and when the seal goes bad in there, it starts leaking out of there. So Manny started putting some coolant in the motor, and it started coming out. So now we got to take this shit apart to get to the water pump. But it's not just an easy swap because this pump is modified, of course. Like down here, these are normally just straight fittings. Yeah, he's doing it on there, over there now. He basically pulls the fittings off, and then you tap them so we can put 90s, because otherwise it crashes right into the header there. And then, you know, coolant sensor here. This water neck will have to change as well. Yeah, if you had twins on here, it'd be even more of a mess.
Yes, his IROC got twins on it with the AC box in the car.
Yeah, with a K member. He's got an aftermarket K member. Gives you a lot of room. I had one, but I had to get rid of it. It didn't fit right. Something was wrong with it. It didn't fit. Maybe, I don't know. I sold it too, so I think the guy got it in his car. I don't know. But yeah, so that's where we're at. We gotta take this shit apart. Hopefully we can get it out, maybe just by taking the turbo off. And then maybe we'll have to take everything else off. Maybe just the turbo and it'll come out. I don't know. We'll see. Downpipe can stay, probably. So that's where we're at. Alright, we're back where we started. That was like a world record modification. Manny welded on it. Water pump job. I don't know, it was what, about an hour? I don't know. Feels like it was only an hour. What time is it? Anyway, so now we're back where we started. See if we can finish getting it back together. Putting some coolant in it now. And then hopefully fire it up soon. Let me see. Got the gauges. Got a map. Alright, let's see what happens. Oh, we got something. shut it down. We want to try and heat cycle the headers.
Sounds about normal to me.
It's running and driving so far, so that's good. We had oil pressure, fuel pressure,
Did you put it in gear?
and yeah, successful first start. Seems good. Let's I don't know. We'll go over everything. Let's see.
Where did you... Power steering fluids. Fluids.
Check all the fluids. Careful, that shit made a mess on me already.
Do you wait for it till it's done priming?
Yeah. There we go. Turbo's blowing. Happened to my laptop.
Way to go.
Still learning, bro.
Not as good as the first one you put in that factory computer. That'll be in.
Hold on, let me get the computer synced here. So I can see what's happening.
Yeah, let the header cool off a little bit.
Let the header cool off a little bit.
First time his tune was fucked up when I took the first set. The whole coating burned off.
What, on the silver one?
It was lean, some shit.
Home. I don't know, how do I do this? Tuning.
This don't catch right here? This isn't instruction? Having it around there like that?
Home.
Having this right over that? You almost like want to wrap that, right? Cooking hot. What?
Yeah. Alright. So we're gonna let the headers cool off a little bit. I gotta figure out this. I forget how to get back to home on this thing. Yeah, it's needless to say, it's a huge learning curve. But it's going good so far. We had coolant leaks, so we had to take care of that. Ended up changing the water pump, and then that one leaked too. It was the thermostat housing was leaking, so it's always little bugs you gotta work out. So we'll get it. But yeah, it's running. Alright, boot it up. Get the gauges on. Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
You ready, Manny? Fuel pressure 49, 55 on the map. Oil pressure is 52. Air fuel 13.8, 13.9. Mile per hour disable. RPM. Closed loop. No learn. It's compensating 29%. Alright, seems good. Where's the coolant temp at? I guess CTS is coolant temp. Can't really see anything, sorry, there's sun. It's running. Alright, yeah, we're trying to heat cycle the headers and stuff. We got up to 132 temperature.
Already?
Yeah. 132.
What's my shit there, Jeff?
I gotta figure out how to get the screen back on the 3.5 inch screen here. Closed loop, no learn. It's alive. It's at 134 degrees. Yeah, exhaust leak.
Where at?
Header. Yeah, we'll have to top off the power steering fluid. She'll start a fire. Don't do it running. Oh.
Another heat cycle. Is that considered too hot?
Yeah, no, we didn't. It's not even reached 130 degrees yet. Well, 140 degrees. And the air fuel ratio is 13.5, 13.9. See how the headers are holding up?
Peeling already?
Maybe it's just some oxidized coating on the outside.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
not down to the metal.
I don't know. I paid a lot of money. I hope it doesn't peel.
I think that was a primer to put down. That's down to.
Well, then it'll go back.
It's idling at like 900 right there. Says it's learning. Says it's learning. Yeah. Yeah, this is a closed loop system. See right there, it says learning. So you basically tell it what air fuel ratio you want at different, parts of engine operation. Different RPMs, under boost, not under boost, and then it automatically adjusts for that air fuel ratio. So yeah, it's at 13.7, 13.8. That's what's in the tune right now. So then you can go into a table and see all the corrections it made, and then apply it to the fuel table. But yeah, if you leave the closed loop on, it'll always learn. Essentially, if you go lean or something, it'll save your engine. It's a really good closed loop system. That's what closed loop means, is that it's constantly reading off the sensor and making adjustments to the air fuel ratio. But yeah, everything seems good. It's getting up the temperature. I'd like to see if the fans come on. I think they're set at like 205, so I'm gonna let it warm up. We're also trying to get some heat into the hot side. It just got coated and stuff, so don't really want to have that stuff flake off. Hopefully it holds up. But yeah, here we go. The crew. Smile, motherfuckers. You're on YouTube. But yeah, it's running good. I'm happy. There's a lot of bugs. It happens. I mean, there's